my previous videos, a lot of people were commenting about Operation. I looked into it and I am nothing short of appalled. If you haven't heard about it, let's get into it. And I just want to caveat this by saying I'm not trying to tell y'all a story. I just gravitate towards history. I just want to share what I know. If there's something that I'm missing, let me know. Please be kind and respectful in the comments because I am making an attempt to be kind and respectful to you all in sharing your history. Thank you. What's happening with immigration in the US is not new. It's a loop of the same stuff that we saw 70 years ago. It's a remix of one of the darkest mass deportations in US history. It's called Operation. I don't even feel comfortable saying that. And if you don't know about it, you should. Back in 1954, the US launched Operation, a military-style mass deportation campaign that removed over 1.3 million Mexican immigrants, many of whom were actually here legally. So this is where it just gets so disrespectful. Okay. Just a few years before that, the US literally invited these workers under the Bracero program to help rebuild the economy after World War II. Then the second that they weren't needed anymore, the government called them illegal and started rounding them up. Now, let's look at what's happening right now. Trump is planning the largest deportation in modern history. He's pushing for mass workplace raids, bringing back detention camps, and deploying the National Guard to help remove immigrants. You telling me that doesn't sound like 1954? They did the exact same thing back then. Blame immigrants for economic problems, use racial profiling to justify mass deportations, and create an invasion narrative to scare the public. The media back then called Mexican immigrants criminals. Just like how today the politicians keep talking about migrant crime. Even though studies show that immigrants commit less crimes than U.S. citizens. Y'all just run away from the facts, don't you? During Operation, the U.S. government dropped deported immigrants in the middle of the desert, leaving them to die. That's fucking inhumane as fuck. Families were torn apart. Citizens were wrongly deported just for looking Mexican. And here we are decades later watching history repeat itself. Here's the real question. Why does America keep playing the same bullshit-ass game? Use immigrants for cheap labor, blame them for this country's problems, and deport them when it's politically convenient. It wasn't right in 1954, and it sure as hell ain't right now. Before we let history repeat itself, we need to wake the fuck up. They don't want you to know history because then you'd recognize the patterns. Pay attention.